Encased, a sci-fi post-apocalyptic RPG. I'm guessing that's what it is because that's the title, the full title actually. We'll be starting a new game today. I have not played this before. I've only had a look at the character creator so far in the hopes to get through that a little bit quicker than normal, but it might still take a while. I think I'll play on classic. Let's see the details. Yeah, damage dealt by enemies, it's still what's subdued. Our hit points and the hit points of our companions are still boosted a little. Each time we miss, our accuracy for the next attack increases. A companion who is on the verge of death will remain in this state until resuscitated. This is also true for... I'm not sure about the story mode, but it's also true for the what's that called? The journey mode. It has the same rule, but when you look at tactics mode, it changes to a companion who is on the verge of death will live for 50 turns before dying permanently. So yeah, tactics mode has permadeath. But we'll do classic mode. Hard mode is for those who have been playing RPGs for a long time and love challenges. Well, I've been playing RPGs for quite a while now. I don't know if we can change difficulty mid-game, but we'll start out at classic.
1971. We woke up in a different world, where the Cold War ended along with the Vietnam carnage. All because of the Dome. The Dome. A territory full of anomalous artifacts, phenomena, and organisms. We still don't know what it is. An alien city? Some kind of a testing ground or storage? Whatever it is, no living thing trapped under the dome can escape it. Yet even this did not stop the research. The major powers created the Cronus Megacorporation to develop and explore the dome. Its secrets became a lucrative business. The Spire station was built on top of the dome to export the artifacts and import supplies and personnel. The city of Crystal Sands grew at the foot of the dome, eventually becoming a major transportation hub. All this required thousands of employees, and there was no shortage of candidates. Romantics, pragmatists, and adventurers of all trades swarmed recruiting centers around the globe, seeking jobs at Cronus. You were one of those people. In 1976, your application was approved, and you went under the dome towards the future. Whether a good one or a bad one, only time will tell.
So yeah, alternate history setting there. Quite interesting. Here we have some pre-generated characters. Let's take a look at what they have. Born on a military base, fought as a mercenary. Pathologically unlucky woman. Right, fortune is at 1. Gun fanatic. Martin Smith. Bouncer. Loader, stripper, underground pugilist. He knows how to fight, knows how to hurt people. But for some reason, others find him very likable. Yes, charisma is quite high. Frank often dreams of Vietnam. Frank Foley. Horrid and revolting dreams. Foley tried many jobs, but fate had his way. Once a soldier, forever a soldier. Abel Gila. Harsh trials of life. Clinical death and a painful divorce. A deeply religious person. Spiritually as a trait. Isaac Crowley. Surviving a plane crash brought Isaac a fame he never asked for. He applied to Cronus. He immediately moved under the dome. He is actually pretty close to the attributes I'm probably gonna take. Nadeza Kulagina, picking a fight after fight, going through a mental hospital and having no empathy whatsoever. She always has been a problem. Migrants persuaded on the dome, daughter somewhat themselves unruly daughter. Margaret Fontaine, 7 daughter of a large family of farmers. Right, she's a netrack. Redneck. Yeah, she's a psychic character. Oh yeah, the redneck trait, that is something I'm actually kind of wondering about, because all the traits seem to have a positive and a negative, but I want to have extra check redneck to see what the negative quirk of this trait actually is, because it doesn't seem to be. I don't see any direct downsides to it. Boris Briton. Stronger men were broken in prison. Boris turned out to be too uncontrollable and ferocious, even for the Soviet correctional system. A violent prisoner who has repeatedly raised camp riots. But he's now in the clean slate program. Right. Xi Lao Long, degenerate, would be too mild for this cunning, mean, early grizzled man. Lee made a fortune selling weapons and drugs within the walls of the Arkansas prison. Gave bribes to the right people. Became a participant in the clean slate program. Yeah, he does have quite high charisma. Barney Harker. Barney grew up as a good girl. Like many good girls, he fell in love with a bad guy that roamed all over the West Coast with him for 3 years. Robbing gas stations, motels and small shops. In prisons he quickly changed her ways, or pretended to do so. And the administration included her in the clean slate. She ended up on the dome. Olivia Diaz has a pleasant voice, speaks competently, possesses a charming smile and the ability to be pretty damn convincing. All of this in so much demand in the Silver Wing that the Cronus HR department turned a blind eye to both her violent nature and dubious past. Right. Cedric Maxwell sold insurance, vacuum cleaners, worked in radio, actively tried to get into politics. When he somehow succeeded, Cedric realized that his native Belfast was too small for him, and thus he went under the dome to conquer heights of power in Cronus. Eden Goodwing came to the dome. Eden made a career in show business, performing as a magician, hypnotist in Las Vegas, casinos and restaurants. Died of stage. Eden decided it was time for one final show of his life and went under the dome. So yeah, high charisma and high psyche. Rufus Cooper. Rufus' parents weren't involved much in his upbringing, and he grew up to be obsessive, hyperactive and incredibly dumb. Albeit a handsome young man, he did not make a movie star, but he was perfect for the position of a presenter at a shopping channel. So perfect that the Magic Monsieur company made him their official person and sent him under the dome. Right, he has brains 1, which makes you as dumb as a bag of hammers, I believe. Is the trait it gives you. Hermann Stoltz. As the son of a military surgeon, Hermann always had love for science. From his father he inherited a fragile physique and somewhat peculiar views on experimental medicine. So he wasn't welcome under the dome right away, though he got there eventually, due to his outstanding intelligence, talent and inhuman perseverance. Emily Polnareff. Amelie, I don't know, has always been quite average in her profession, but she knew how to make friends, including very influential ones. The ability to evoke sympathy in people often helped her in life and work. It helped this time too. Emily was accepted into Cronus and went right under the dome. Alan Woodpecker, from his childhood, the thieving and dim-witted Alan was attracted to three things: tits, cars, and monkeys. He liked primates so much that Mr. Woodpecker even got a job as a security guard at the zoo, and then became a volunteer member of a research group that studied the behavior of monkeys. He got under the dome after he accidentally fell asleep in a cage with them. Also another character that is as dumb as a bag of hammers. And we're back to Sigun ID. We're gonna create our own character. Welcome to the character creation screen, where you will create a protagonist to plunge into adventure under the dome. To begin, choose the name of your character, select the wing in which they work, their portrait, and then adjust their physical appearance. Right, I actually liked this portrait. I got a name from a generator which I liked, a name generator that came up with Maureen Phelps. Maureen Phelps looks a little bit younger in her picture, 31, she is female. I actually built her before. I think the 4 was the best head to go with. The hair color is 0. There are not, you don't have very outlandish colors. No purples and greens and whatnot, which kind of makes sense with going with the sci-fi 70s aesthetic. Features, we're going to put this at 0 because this is basically, she has a nose ring now, and these are earrings, I believe, and there she has glasses. But yeah, the feature 1 color will set to 0. So yeah, this looks about right, I think. Yeah. So the silver wing is more of your the managers and politicians. Cronus is divided into wings. These 5 departments are engaged in different activities. Choosing a wing affects the background of your character, starting attribute values, initial equipment, and answer options in prologues. The black wing, more your military type, security. Orange wing, I'll be going with orange wing. I want to make a roguish character. These are inmates and criminals that are given a second chance under the dome and are used for menial labor. White wing, those are scientists, right? Yeah, scientists. Blue wing are engineers, I believe. Yeah. And infrastructure. And that's, yeah. It's full circle. So we get an extra point of deafness, which is basically dexterity. We can carry around some extra stuff. We get plus 20 points in criminal. What would you call it? Trade? Ability? Yeah, abilities, I believe. Immoral but practical. This skill allows you to take other people's things and penetrate restricted areas. I really like the idea of having lockpicking. Survival, we get some extra points in that. It's hard to overestimate the importance of this skill for those wishing to live a long life. The ability to assess danger and avoid it is useful both in the wilds of the desert and the mysterious catacombs of the forefathers. Catacombs. Alright. Attribute distribution. Each character in the game has a set of attributes, basic, physical, or mental characteristics. The higher the attribute value, the greater the advantage in certain situation, and the higher the initial level of the secondary characteristics and skills associated with the attribute. After selecting your wing, the points will be distributed automatically, but we can redistribute them at will. Right, this tells you about low intelligence dialogue. If during a character creation the brain stat is set to values to 1 or 2, the protagonist will be incapable of meaningful dialogue. Often this leads to unexpected results. Some quests become unavailable, while in others new options are unlocked. Relations with characters change as well. When communicating with a intellectually challenged protagonist, some of them might show their hidden side. This is actually addressed in, I think, the first movie that plays on its Steam page, where yeah, basically you go in to have a meaningful debate or with a character, and you just end up dancing. Gonna get gonna put muscle to 1. Basically not gonna use muscle, and we're not gonna use psyche. From what I have, although I don't have any practical experience with this, but I've heard mentioned that values between 1 and 5 are basically meaningless. It's only, you know, a 1 is almost as good as a 5 if you look at when you level up, you get access to certain traits, and the traits for certain values become interesting when they're like a 6, 7, 8, 9, but not really when they're below 5. So if you're gonna put something at a 4 or 5, you might as well put it in 1 and use the point somewhere else. Don't know if that's true, but someone mentioned it on the forums about this, basically. So yeah, I'm thinking going to go with this. It's kind of a shame to not have charisma. I like the idea of charisma. In this game, I also played Pathfinder. In that one, you can basically do charisma checks. You can rely on your companions. This game doesn't have that. It is the player character that has the conversations. So yeah, if we put charisma at 1, we will won't be able to sweet talk our way past stuff. But yeah, I thought about dropping fortune. Yeah, kind of swapping fortune and charisma, but I think we'll have a very hard time in combat that way. Abilities. In Encased, characters have a variety of skills that reflect their prowess in specific areas, be it handling of different weapons, applying medicine, or repairing equipment. Yeah, they basically advise you to take 1 combat skill and 2 applied skills, which we'll do. Because I want to do light weapons. I want to give her... I like the idea, I don't know if it's possible, but to give her like... yeah, she's going to be a roguish type with specializing in pistols. Criminal, because I want to do lockpicking, but the thing is, we need tech at 15 for that. And so we're basically forced to take tech as well if we want to get lockpicking. So that's what I'll do. Which is a shame, because else I would have taken survival. But I take it that when we level, we can put points into survival anyway if we want to. I kind of thought of doing it the other way around, losing tech, because then we need to do 6 points in tech, and then we can take survival. Should we try it? Thing is though, I don't know how long it takes until we level. But it is a shame to bump so many points in attack. Although I don't know if more difficult locks will require even more tech. Let's do criminal survivor. Let's put some points in attack and see what happens. But yeah, it's a shame we can't start lockpicking right away. Here we have the traits. I was talking about this. When creating a character, you can choose one personality trait for them. It is both pros and cons and is entirely optional. In case you create a character with low intelligence, one more additional trait named as a bag of hammers will be added automatically. So I thought about getting gun fanatic, but you get a lot of points for light weapons, heavy weapons, high tech weapons, but you lose a lot of initiative. And since we're a pretty frail character, I think that is gonna bite us in the ass if we take it. So I thought about it, but probably not. The other one is redneck. See here. Right. That's it. You get 4 guts, but your perks rate goes down. I thought, why would this +1? That's fine. Why would I? But then again, I thought maybe redneck would give you a hit on charisma. But then again, we have charisma at 1, so that wouldn't matter. So we could just get +4 guts, which makes us tougher, basically. But so this is it. We get less perks that way. So that's a shame. Yeah. There had to be something wrong with it. So yeah, I had a look over the other ones. There's really no... What was Survivor again? Yeah, we get more resilience, but less fortitude, less regeneration. I don't know how good or how bad that is. So I think I'm gonna leave this blank. Great, your character is almost complete. Now double check the data and confirm your choices. The dome and its many secrets await. We have deafness at 11 because we get +1. Criminal is high, survival is high, light weapons is high, hand to hand is boosted somewhat, but we won't be using that. Contraption is boosted somewhat, but we won't be using that one either, although we might just throw the occasional explosive. Let's see, initiative is 26. We get extra encumbrance, so we can carry some extra stuff. Movement speed is increased, detection time is lowered, so we're good at stealth, I take it. Defense class, evasion is pretty high. Inspiration and authority are at absolute 0. Close quarter combat is at 0 because we don't have any muscle. Yeah, let's start the game.